Welcome to Pinnacle Performance Company's Fishbowl Friday with Pinnacle co-founder and COO G. Riley Mills and master instructor and editorial director Brad Lawrence.
Hello, everybody. Welcome again to Fishbowl Fridays from Pinnacle Performance Company. I'm Brad Lawrence. This is G. Riley Mills. G, what are we doing today?
So first off, those of you who aren't familiar with Fishbowl Friday, very simple. Every Friday, we got a fishbowl. Inside are questions that have come in from a lot of you, sometimes from our clients. Questions around the topics of communication, collaboration, leadership, and influence. Every Friday, we pick one. Brad and I talk about it, offer up some guidance, some tools, some techniques, and then send you off into the weekend feeling great. That's the goal.
That sounds good.
Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here we go.
I'm always excited.
All right. Probably need my glasses almost. Okay, here is the, I hate it. Here is the question. It says, what do I do if participants in my meeting or presentation are unprofessional or combative?
Combative? Oh my gosh.
They're ready to fight you.
Does that happen?
They're ready to fight you.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm sure it happens. I'm sure it happens. What do you think they're asking with this question?
How do you handle hostile audiences?
Yeah.
So maybe they're not ready to go to the mat with you or do some MMA with you, but yeah, how do you handle
So
audiences
combative,
that are-
I'm guessing they mean questioning you,
Yeah.
pushing back on your ideas, challenging you,
Yeah.
trying to take control of the session when it's your session. Those are all things that come to mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Initially, my impulse here is to just remind you that if it's your meeting or your presentation, you've got to control what's happening.
Yeah. I mean, you got to play traffic cop. If things are getting out of hand, you got to be the one to step up and say, all right, time out. This is what I'm observing.
A timeout for sure.
Right? Either take a break or we're going to have to reschedule this. If this is not being productive, you've got to be the one to take charge.
Yeah. And so to do that, number one, it requires social awareness, which is we talk a lot about in the Pinnacle trainings. Can you read that room?
Yeah.
Can you feel the heat rising up? And
Literally and figuratively.
you see the
sometimes.
tension between Marjorie and John. It's starting to build and it's getting ready to blow. And can you handle it? So first is that social awareness. And then second is intention, using your intention to keep control of the room,
Yeah.
making sure everybody's being heard, everybody's being respected, it's being productive, no one's taking cheap shots. Ground rules, what are your thoughts on ground rules?
Oh,
Probably
absolutely.
help.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you know you're walking into a situation that's going to be heated, where you know you're dealing with people that already have strong objections. You might want to set those out ahead of time for sure.
Yeah.
I'm also a big believer in, especially in face-to-face interactions, if you're getting a lot of tough questions and people are coming at you really hard, open up eye contact to the entire room.
sure.
Like if you're coming at me, tension starts to build right here. And the
Yes.
longer you and I stay connected like this, the more this tension gets bigger and bigger. But if I start talking to other people,
Yes.
it helps diffuse some of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, take a break if you need to. Reminds me of a quick story I want to tell you. One
Yeah.
of my worst Pinnacle training experiences ever.
Do I know this story?
I'm thinking you probably do. If you don't, it's a good one. Early on, so it was maybe the second or third year after Pinnacle had started, I'm doing a training for a one-day workshop in Times Square in New York City, and the 8 participants all made over $1 million a year, and they were sales folks. And I found out coming in to the session, we were told by our client, hey, by the way, this is a tough group. Good luck. And I said, oh, I've had tough groups, no problem. She said, here's the thing is they all hate each other. Everybody, there's no trust. They all hate each other. And the reason they hate each other is because there's no territories. So if you've got a client, even though I work for the same company, I'm going to come underbid you. I'm
sniping.
going to snipe and snatch that client away from you. That was the unhealthy, toxic relationship. So that's what I was walking into. And the minute I showed up, the first woman who shows up, she's got a bag over her shoulder. She comes in, looks me dead in the eye, and she says, I just want you to know, none of us want to be here today. And she drops her bag. That was before hello, before thanks for flying to New York to work with us.
That's how you want to start a workshop.
That is how we started.
Yeah.
And so luckily, because I was a few years into my career, I laughed. I looked at it as a challenge and I said, I can't wait to try to make this work and use all of my facilitation tools. But I will say this, I was happy when that day ended and I hoped to never see them again because they were a very challenging group, and there was no trust. They hated each other, didn't trust each other, so it made learning together very, very
That's
difficult.
rough, man. That's
Yeah.
rough.
Anything else you would do to control the room, that hostile, combative participant?
No, I mean, fortunately, I've certainly been in situations like that, not as bad as that. But no, I mean, nothing really comes. Nah, I don't have anything. No.
Yeah. So there you go. You're going to have combative, challenging audiences always. Reframe it, look at it as a challenge, use ground rules, use intention, stay in control of the room, use your voice, your gestures if you need to call a halt. And as Brad said, take a time out when you need to. So there's your Fishbowl Friday. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
If you'd like to submit a question for the Fishbowl, drop us an email at fishbowl@pinper.com. If you'd like to learn more about Pinnacle Performance Company, email us at info@pinper.com. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and tell your friends. See you next week.